Once you've decided and embodied it mentally with your thoughts, it is coming. It has no other choice but to. Let's be honest. Sometimes, even when you know what to do, you catch yourself spiraling, reacting, or even repeating the same emotional loops and thought patterns. And yes, it is frustrating. You are self-aware. You know how the law assumption works. You have done the work, your practice. So why does it feel like you are still stuck? Welcome back to the Mindful Shift podcast. I am Leopoldine, mindset and manifestation coach. And this space is for those who are done with the fluff and ready for real clarity. You don't need another 5-step method to fix yourself. In fact, you're not broken. You are not behind. And yes, you are still manifesting perfectly. But you do need to stop reinforcing the version of you who keeps chasing change instead of being it. Each week, I help you drop the overthinking and reconnect with the version of you who already has it all. Love, confidence, and that soft, elevated life that you are craving. Today's episode is personal. It is for those quiet moments when you feel like you've done everything right to a T and still think like you're not getting it. So let's talk about what's really happening when you feel stuck. And I have an episode also about that subject to go deeper. Not from a woo-woo lens, but from a grounded perspective. Why you keep repeating the same patterns, why you are struggling to stay in the end, and how to gently shift back without gaslighting yourself or even pretending you are not triggered right now by your 3D reality. Because truth is, manifesting isn't about being perfect. You manifested all your life, bestie. It's about becoming fluent in your internal world, thinking wisely, responding to your outer world with awareness, and being consistent with that. Consistency, not perfection. And the real game changer, knowing that how you respond in the small moments is what builds the identity that creates your reality. So let's start right there, in those small moments. What do you do when the 3D triggers you and you feel the urge to spiral, react, or even fire off a panic text to your best friend about how it's never gonna happen? It's impossible. It's not working. And truth is, you're not alone. I have been there too. So let's talk about what happened in the in-between, in the middle. That space when things haven't fully shifted yet and your current reality still looks like the old story. And honestly, that's where most people trip. Not because they are doing anything wrong, but because they are responding from habit, comfort, not identity. Let me give you a softer and maybe a bit too real metaphor. Imagine ordering a package online. You got the confirmation email. You do know it's on its way, right? But 2 days later, you are standing at your door crying because it's not there yet, swearing it must have been lost or someone stole it from you, even though you literally got the tracking number. It is still in transit, but it's coming, right? It's a done deal. Well, bestie, your desire is the same. Once you've decided and embodied it mentally with your thoughts and your practice, once you order it mentally with your self-concepts, your thoughts, it is coming. It has no other choice but to, period. But when you are reacting to what you are not seeing yet, the lack of proof in front of you in your 3D reality, you are essentially emailing the customer support to cancel it. Then you are reordering it. Then you are canceling again, and that is exhausting, isn't it? So when something triggers you, when something happened in the 3D, or when you doubt are spiraling, that text didn't come just yet, the post you wish you hadn't seen, just pause and ask yourself, am I reacting to what's temporary? Or am I responding from the version of me who already has it? Because every time you shift back to your chosen hand or step, no matter what you desire, the version of you who has what you want or is about to have it any moment now, you are reinforcing the identity that make it real, that push it through your reality, no matter what. And no, it is not spiritual bypassing. It is the law. It is alignment. And it is also mindset leadership, and therefore emotional leadership, because your thoughts create your emotion. And instead of spiraling, what if you said to yourself, okay, that was a wobble, but I know who I am now. I decided who I am now. This is who I am now. I'm not entertaining this past story anymore. This is the past, not me. This doesn't belong to the version of me I am choosing to be. So I'm choosing this right now. And therefore, it is. And that self-concept identity upgrade in action. That's how you become someone who doesn't just manifest the thing you desire, but also keeps it with ease. Now let's go deeper, because this shift really begins in your inner conversation. Yes, the one you have all day outside of your practice. Not the one you plan or when you are journaling, affirming, visualizing. Your inner dialogue all day, every day. The one that whispers in the background while you are folding your laundry, taking your shower, driving home, going from the store, or even staring at the ceiling or at your phone at 11 p.m. And here is the thing. Even the most self-aware of us have internal monologues. We all do. We have million and million of thoughts every single day. Most of those we are not even conscious of, but a lot of those will never pass if someone else said them out loud. Things like, of course I never text back. Of course it never works out for me. I always mess everything up. I am just not that person. Even when you do it and think it half joking. But guess what? Your subconscious isn't laughing. It takes it as it is. And you said it to yourself. It is listening, always recording every thought that you have, conscious or not. And it's manifesting based on that version of you. So if you have been wondering why your auto word feels stuck, start with your internal tone, dialogue, the one you are conscious of, obviously. And no, not your technique, not your practice, not your effort, but your inner relationship, or you talk to yourself every single day. How you speak to yourself when no one is watching. That's what sets the standards to how life responds to you. Because your life is just a mirror of your inner world. So instead of thinking, I am always the one who gets hurt, try, I'm the one people feel self-loving. I am always safe in my relationship. I'm always chosen every single time. Instead of, I can never catch a break, try, things always work out for me. Everything always works out in my favor. Even when I don't see it yet, it's always working out behind the scenes. And no, that isn't fake positivity or toxic positivity. It is choosing your identity on purpose. It is deciding and taking back your control. Because the version of you who already has it all, they didn't wait for external proof. They became the proof. Let's wrap up with one of the most common and honestly also most tempting traps. Looking for movements. And it might sound like this in your mind. Why hasn't anything changed yet? Why I cannot see any movement? Shouldn't there be a sign of movement by now? I don't feel inspired to do any actions. Was that a sign? Or was that just a coincidence? And here is the truth. The moment you go searching for any evidence, you are consciously affirming that it's not there, that it's not happening. And I do say this with so much compassion. I don't say this to blame you, but actually to free you, to responsabilize you, to give you back your power. Because bestie, I get it. I've been there too. Of course you want to know it's working. You are human. It's in your nature. You want reassurance. But here is a gentle message shift that might help you. Think, for example, about baking. When you put a cake in the oven, you don't keep opening the door every 5 minutes, right? To see if it's done, to see if it's working. Because if you do that, you will literally ruin it, or it will not have the result you wanted. You trust the recipe, you tell yourself it's done, you trust the timing, you set the oven, and then you let it rise. Well, manifestation works the same way. When you have placed the intention, you do your practice every day to bring you to the right state of mind, and staying as much as possible in that new state of mind you've chosen. That's all you practice do, reminding you of that. And you committed with consistency to that new identity. It is already unfolding. It has no other choice. Even if you cannot see it yet, everything is working behind the scenes to prove you're right. So instead of checking the mirror, the timeline, the messages, the social media, shift your attention to the version of you who already know it is done. Bring yourself back to that new identity. Use your practice for that. It's what it is for. Not only when you set your time for your practice, but also through your day. Not because you saw any proof or any movement, but because you decided to become the proof. The truth is checking for movement is just a habit, and one you cannot grow. It is your nervous system seeking safety, not trying to sabotage you. And the more you practice seeking internal certainty, validation over external signs, the more natural it will become for you to stay in your hands, in your chosen identity, calmly, confidently, and without forcing anything. So next time you catch yourself spiraling or even scanning for signs, try this instead. Of course it's working. I'm the creator after all. It is already mine. It is already done. It's about to happen any moment now. In fact, everything is working behind the scenes right now. And all I have to do is stay in alignment in my mind with that version of me, because this is who I am now. This is who I choose to be. All of the rest is unknown, because there is always movement. Let that become your new normal. That's it for today's episode, bestie. If this brought you clarity or helped you feel just a little more grounded, and I know it did, I would be so grateful if you hit subscribe, liked, and share it with someone who might need this reminder too. Let me know in the comments. What identity are you choosing to live from? Starting today. I always love reading from you, and I respond to every comment. And just remember, it is not the end until you get what you want. You don't need to force, prove, or chase anything. You just need to keep showing up with softness, self-respect, and aligned thoughts. I see you again next week. Until then, keep shining and keep creating a life that already belongs to you.